affidavit, the armorer who was in charge of overseeing gun safety, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed,
Bad.
said that he had ensured the ammunition intended for production were dummies and did not include hot rounds.
Yeah, baloney. Because that indicates that David Halls picked up and loaded the weapon with live ammunition. Effectively, that's what she's saying, which is a crock. At least I think so. David Halls took order and he loads the gun as opposed to the armor? Or she means, when I procured ammo, I only procured dummy loads or whatever. And then what happened is some crew members took one of the guns, brought their own live rounds, went and did target practice, brought the gun back, put it there with guns. That's possible. More about that at 7:30. Brad Garrett, ABC News correspondent who is covering this story, will be joining us. We have a murder charge against that Long Beach school safety officer who fatally shot an 18-year-old woman. They remember the story. Eddie Gonzalez was driving around on patrol. He saw a fight going on. There were two women and two guys. Turns out one of the guys is the father of the deceased woman's child, and then the other guy is that guy's brother. There was some kind of a fight. He stopped. He said, I'm going to change you or pepper spray you if you don't stop fighting. Pulled over, they stopped fighting, got in their car, and went to drive away, and he shot a bunch of times and struck her, and Mona Rodriguez was on life support for about a week. How can that not before she died? How can that not be murder? In his argument, I was in reasonable fear of my life. After saying I'm going to tase you, and then after they leave and start driving away, and he shoots, I'm assuming, through the back of the car, or was it doesn't say where he was, what his position was. Well, I think he did say the car first was coming towards him, or maybe passed him very closely. Yeah. And so there is that issue of that split second, like, this car's coming at me, right. It's time to shoot, and by the time you have your gun out, the car has passed you. It's literally been a second, right? But your brain is still, it's time to shoot. Anyway, his defense will be that and that thing. I couldn't have had intent or even negligence, right, because there was a moment when it was legitimate for me to go into shoot mode, and there wasn't enough time to get out of it, and it's just a failure of the human brain. And that is a legitimate defense, whether the jury buys it or not, whether it's true or not. But if you're talking about the car passing, as you just described, and the shooting taking place almost simultaneously, where the two incidents are closer and closer in time, it's an argument. Although in this day and age, how is he not going to be charged with murder? It's particularly in L.A. County with our DA that we have. Yeah, it's impossible. So proving it is going to be, I think, a separate challenge. But the charges are there. Let's take a break. We'll come back, and we still have plenty more of Handle on the News coming up. All right, Jennifer Jones-Lee, and don't forget your chance to win $1,000 when we come back, so do not go away. Jen?
A man's been hurt in a car-to-car shooting in Pasadena. Cops say one of the cars involved in the crash ended up some parked cars, and the people took off in it before the officers got there. They say they found evidence in the car that it was involved in the shooting. A man in the second car involved was taken to the hospital. Facebook telling employees keep records and documents dating back to 2016. A memo sent out this week also says they should avoid using any type of messaging that can't be preserved. This comes as the social media company facing several government investigations related to a whistleblower's leaked documents, and rapper Kanye West is being sued by the state of California. Court documents show the state filed a lawsuit for illegally delivering product shipments for its Yeezy apparel. We'll take a look at your job with he can't buy in the sky next.
Medicare annual enrollment period is now open, and navigating Medicare, well, it can be overwhelming. In fact, for most people it is overwhelming, which is why I'm suggesting you contact the folks at AGA Medicare Options. And their agents, or experienced agents, will advise you step by step on a plan that fits your unique situation and budget. Why? The plans are all different. Your budget is different. Your situation is different than your neighbors. And with AGA, you're assigned an agent. That's who you deal with. One person. who knows everything about you by the time you finish. They'll compare most of the major plans at once at no cost to you. Plans are accepted by your physician, cover medications at lowest out-of-pocket cost. So whether you're about to go on Medicare or you're already on and you want to make sure you're on the best plan, set up a free benefit review. Dial pound 250 on your cell, say the keyword My Medicare, pound 250 on the cell, say My Medicare, or visit AGAMedicareOptions.com, AGAMedicareOptions.com. Lowe's November event is back, and they're thanking pros like you all month long with top values on pro brands like DeWalt and Spyder. Online or in store through November 24th. Lowe's, the new home for pros. U.S. only.
SoCal weather from KFI, sunny with highs low 80s to low 90s. This report is brought to you by Lowe's. Let's take a look at your drive on the 101.
Boy, oh boy, catching the 101 looking to decrease the banning pass. That's how clear it is this morning. Now, good morning. As I promised, if you were with us last time around using the eastbound 101 across San Fernando Valley, you pick up the south 101 Hollywood Freeway, you go up and over the hill. Indeed, the Vine Street off-ramp is shut down. There's something going on Vine Street itself. A lot of police down there, so that's what's both out. Simply use Highland before or go to Cahuenga. That'll get you to where you need to go. Good news for the crash that we were circling over last time. Eastbound 134 past the 5 had a whole bunch of things like all lanes blocked. But hats off to everybody involved here. Fire department CHP cleared very quickly over to the shoulder. So South 5 to East 134 a little slow. East 134 approaching 5 a little slow. Not to worry. Boy, we're headed to Long Beach. A bad sounding crash. South 405 at Cherry. Could be a fatality. We'll check on it for you. Headed that way. Do not change that time. This is Superwoman, Superlawyer.com. Jeff Fogg, AFI in the sky.
This report is sponsored by Walgreens. Walgreens is making Medicare easier than ever with the new Find Rx coverage tools. Compare plans online, over the phone, or in person for free. Find the plan that's right for you, plus low-cost copays by visiting Walgreens.com/Medicare.
San Manuel Casino is changing its name and changing the game. San Manuel Casino is now Yamaba Resort and Casino at San Manuel. With 2 new casino floors, now with over 6,500 slots, the most in the West. A new high limit room for 5 elevated gaming experiences, new luxury retail shops, restaurants and bars, and even more thrills to come. Experience a level of thrill that California has never seen before. San Manuel Casino is now Yamaba Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Details at Yamaba.com. Must be 21. Please gamble responsibly.
Hey, all it's Team Shark's blackouts have become a regular part of life here in California. A loss of power to your home can threaten your health or your safety. A loss of power to your business means loss of revenue. Now, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, blackouts are a problem. The solution is Duffy Power. Duffy's stellar reputation comes from keeping Southern California homes and business operations running without interruption 24/7, 365. To protect your home or your business from the next power outage, go to DuffyPower.com, DuffyPower.com.
Oh, girl, thank you. You're a lifesaver. No problem. There was something with my car. I love a new car like yours. Actually, it's not new. It's a Toyota certified used car. Wow, it looks new. Actually. Oh, that's because Toyota inspects from top to bottom. Gives them great warranties. And, you know, it's a Toyota. So, mind dropping me off at a Toyota dealer? Good move.
The best new cars still make the best used cars. And now, get 1.99 APR on any used Camry, Corolla, RAV4, or any of the Prius family. Along with a 160-point inspection, you get a 12-month or 12,000-mile limited comprehensive warranty and 7 years of roadside assistance from the date of purchase. For all warranties, see dealer for details. Not all customers will qualify. Limited term financing through Toyota Financial Services. Must take delivery from Toyota Certified Used Vehicle Dealer stock by midnight November 1st. We make it easy. Toyota. Let's go places.
How are those Solar Max panels treating you?
I love it. I went with Solar Max years ago. I just wish I went sooner with all the money I saved.
Right now you can get from Solar Max Tesla 420 panels and power walls for $79.96 per month and $0 down.
Dial pound 250 and say Solar Max or go to SolarMaxTech.com. Monthly payment available on approved credit. CSLB number 9720 for you.
Prime members, skip the dishes and stock up on your favorite pizza brands at Whole Foods Market. Get 50% off all frozen pizza through November 2nd, while supplies last. See more on the Whole Foods Market app.
This is Liz.
Oh, hi, Mom.
She just stepped up to care for her mom. And she has questions. Lots of questions. Liz, meet CareWell. It's your shop for caregiving and medical supplies. Get brands like Depends, Ensure, and Tranquility delivered at prices you'll love from 24/7 care specialists trained to take your questions and super fast shipping. Caregiving isn't easy, but you don't have to do it alone. Visit carewell.com/radio for $10 off. That's carewell.com/radio. Terms apply.
Looking for a good investment? Want to reduce uncertainty, financial risk, and hedge inflation? Here are 8 reasons to consider NRIA's Prime Real Estate Development Fund. Steady monthly cash flow payouts with double-digit targeted returns. Solid, affordable, high-demand home and apartment assets back you. New construction built where housing is badly needed and demand booming. Substantial properties already built and selling right now supporting you. Short and long-term strategies with steady cash flow and appreciation anticipated. An industry leader with a 15-year track record of 3 million square feet built and a pipeline of $1.7 billion of new property in progress. Hedge against inflation and receive steady cash flow. Start your due diligence at NRIA.net or call 800-800-1414. That's 800-800-1414.
An offer of securities is only made by the NRIA private license number. Read it first. Past performance does not guarantee future results. NRIA is a real estate development firm. Learn more at NRIA.net.
Halloween time is back at the Disneyland Resort. And now, Kfi Am 640 wants to give you a chance to get in on the magic. Happy Hauntings are returning to both Disney California Adventure Park and Disneyland Park. It's so much fiendish fun. It's a real treat now through October 31st. Don't miss the celebration. Offering subject to capacity. Restrictions and change throughout the day. Keep listening for your chance to win tickets on Kfi Am 640. More stimulating talk.
Thursday morning, October 28th, Halloween is coming, and if you have an outdoor party like my daughter is having, be prepared to freeze one's nards off. And no heaters. Trying to get hold of outdoor heaters, can't get them. So there's those people that just freeze. That's all there is to it. Before we go on with Handle on the News, some money for you.
KFI has your chance to win $1,000. Text the nationwide keyword dollar, DOLLAR, to 200-200. You'll get a confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rate supply in this nationwide contest. That's dollar to 200-200.
And if you win, you get a phone call from a number you don't recognize. You have to answer it. Every weekday, 20 minutes after the hour, between 5:20 a.m., 7:20 p.m., 14 chances to win. Back we go. More Handle on the News with Jennifer, Wayne, and me.
A federal jury in Riverside awarded $17 million in damages to the family of that mentally disabled man who was killed by an off-duty cop at Costco. Remember, they were in line waiting for a food sample, and the man allegedly hit the LAPD officer while he was waiting in that line. Officials say the cop started shooting and killed the man and hurt his family. That officer was fired last year.
Well, there was an issue as to whether he was hitting him or not, and there was an altercation of some kind. And then the big issue was, legally the issue was not that he killed him, and not there's certainly viability. Is the city, the LAPD, responsible in liability? And the jury had to find that the cop was acting within his scope as a cop, even though he was off duty. And the jury said, yep. Bottom line is, they hired him, they trained him, they gave him permission to have a gun, and if he didn't have a gun, which a normal citizen would not be able to bring into Costco, you would not have a man shot. You would not have this poor guy, Mr. Sanchez, who was, I'm sorry, is it,
Kenneth French?
Yeah.
Kenneth French.
Kenneth French, I'm sorry. Sanchez is the cop.
All right, this may not stand up on appeal, though, that whole concept that he was acting within
the scope. It may not.
Because it means, if that's upheld, then it means a police officer is on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Basically.
And there is no, I wasn't acting within the scope of my employment as a police officer, no matter what I did. That seems wrong. An American Airlines flight was supposed to land at John Wayne Airport in Orange County, but instead landed in Denver because a passenger assaulted a flight attendant and then was removed and apprehended by law enforcement. I'm thinking it happened technically in the reverse order, apprehended and removed. But in any event, we don't know much about the specifics of the incident, American Airlines issued a statement that they are outraged by the reports of what happened, and this guy's probably banned.
I just
Hey, that's it.
learned.
He's
I
banned
learned
from
why.
American Airlines, not the other airlines. They don't share that information.
Guess why he got mad at the flight attendant?
Mask,
Mask.
drinks, mask, of course.
Mask.
And then the answer, it's a very simple answer, and that is you nail these people. Interference with a flight crew, a felony, 5 years in jail, $250,000 fine, and the courts backed that up, arguing that this is not your normal assault. This is on an airplane where there's a danger to 140 other people. But of course, they're not going to do that. What they should do is every plane has duct tape. They should wrap this guy up on the flight so only his nose is exposed and turn him over to the cops.
And maybe even not, because eye for an eye, he broke her nose. So there's no nose for him.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
California is readying 4,000 sites now to administer the 1.2 million vaccines for kids ages 5 to 11 as soon as there is full approval from the CDC. So they are ready to go. They say they've got more than 860,000 doses that have been ordered for California. And they say as soon as they get the green light from the CDC director, which is expected to come after the agency's panel meets on Tuesday, the California Department of Health will be ready to work with schools to administer the vaccine.
Yeah, we have one more step in California, and that happens to be just another agency that has to okay it, but that's a day later when that happens, because they follow the FDA and the CDC religiously. And the question here is how many of those kids are going to be vaccinated? Polls are showing about 2/3 of parents say they're going to do it, which is not bad, because that's if 2/3 of parents are going to have their kids vaccinated, that's right in line with the national average of vaccination, and that's going to help the vaccination rate dramatically, and it's going to help lower the disease spreading itself. Because everybody says, "Oh, my kid's not going to get it. My kid's not. What are the chances of my kids getting symptomatic COVID?" Yeah, well, no one's talking about the fact that even if it's asymptomatic, they're still shedding the virus. It's still being transported airborne, and people are and we get it. No one seems to care about that, and that issue is the public health aspect of it. Hey, you have to worry more as much about spreading the disease and getting other people sick. And the anti-vaxxers, I don't think they dispute it. They just don't care. Don't care about anybody else. Who do they think they are? Me? It's time for a break. Jennifer, some news?
A former school safety officer in Long Beach accused of shooting and killing an 18-year-old woman in a car leaving the campus has been charged with murder. Mona Rodriguez's brother says he hopes the charges will help his family deal with their loss.
Hopefully I can heal. Hopefully my family can heal. My mom is, she's a bit happy, but at the end of the day, it's like, why did it take this long?
Officials say the safety officer, Eddie Gonzalez, was patrolling when he saw some sort of fight between Rodriguez and a 15-year-old girl. They say when Rodriguez and two others tried to leave, the officer shot at the car. Rodriguez died from her injuries a few days later. News is brought to you by Water Heaters Only. A girl has been arrested in connection with a stabbing in Santa Monica. Police say late Tuesday they got a call about an assault with a deadly weapon near 5th and Broadway. They say a person who'd been stabbed several times described the attacker who'd run away. Officers tracked the girl down later and arrested her. Local leaders are pushing for people to register for an up to $3,000 grant to brace and bolt down their homes before the big one hits. Assemblymember Green Nazarian of Van Nuys says a home is usually the most important investment.
Especially public officials that are entrusted with the safety of our family and our kids.
The Earthquake Brace and Bolt program includes brace crawling spaces and bolting in needed from the house, from the frame to foundation. The grant can cover up to 100% of the retrofit depending on the work needed. France is displaying 26 looted artifacts one last time in a museum before giving them back to the home of West Africa. The 19th century royal statues, thrones, and altars were taken from Benin by the French army about 130 years ago. According to a 2018 report commissioned by the French government, there are at least 90,000 artifacts from sub-Saharan Africa that are held across institutions in France. and Pablo's pets are now people.
The late drug kingpin Pablo Escobar smuggled dozens of animals into his private ranch in Colombia before his death by cops in 1993. All the animals, including elephants, giraffes, and camels, were moved to zoos except for 4 hippos. Those 4 have turned into 120 hippos roaming around Colombia, causing big problems. A movement's been growing to kill them off, but a U.S. court has now ruled 2 wildlife experts can testify on behalf of the hippos who have been sterilized non-surgically, saying the hippos are interested parties. That court ruling makes it the first time animals have been recognized as legal persons in U.S. history. Michael Crozier, KFI News.
Let's check out your drive in Long Beach.
Yeah, hippos are people too, I guess. All right, listen up. I got a big problem to warn you about in Long Beach now. We're certainly over the 405 at Cherry. Southbound 405 at Cherry. Only the carpool and 2 left are open. That's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but only the 2 right lanes are open. A crash investigation going on. Now, if you're coming through Compton and Wilmington right now, it's really not too bad yet. The South 405 is jamming up a little bit before Cherry, south of the 710. So not too bad, but what's bad is the northbound spectators going, my goodness, all lanes are open, but it's a crawl coming up from the 605. This should be okay. Hey, real quick, on Hollywood now, South 101, the Vine Street off-ramp, still shut down. More on that coming up. Thank you for the next clip. This is superwoman.com. Jeff Barr, KFI in the sky.
The Houston Astros overtook the Atlanta Braves in the second inning of World Series Game 2 by hitting a series of singles to convert a 1-1 tie into a 5-1 lead. Atlanta had no answer, suffering a 7-2 loss. Game 3 set for tomorrow in Atlanta with the series tied at a game each. Hockey, the Kings host the Winnipeg Jets tonight at 7:30. You can listen to it live through the iHeartRadio app. The Ducks will get the Buffalo Sabres at 7 on Wayne Mesnick, KFI Sports. It's getting warm, which means it's getting termite season. Well, termite season is all year long. It's just when it warms up. It's happening all year long. Termites hit our houses in Southern California. And you can see if you've got termites, bugs flying around at the bottom of the baseboard with little wood shavings or sawdust. And we get termites. So what do? Well, I'm going to suggest you call Pacific Coast Termites for free home inspection. And I've been a customer for over a decade with Pacific Coast Termites. And they'll come out and inspect your home, certain restrictions apply, and tell you one of a couple things. You don't have termites. Hey, that's great news. We'll see you next year. Or you do, but it's early days, and now we can grab those little bugs. And they don't do it with tenting. No tenting. You can actually be home when they do it for pet sitting or double bagging your food. Now try doing that with a tent over your house and those wonderful chemicals. That's Pacific Coast Termite. And by the way, if you do have termites and you see them, that's the easiest phone call to make. Call 800-PACIFIC, 800-PACIFIC. Visit PacificCoastTermite.com, 800-PACIFIC.
Pacific Coast Termite! Kill termites!
SoCal weather from KFI, a sunny, very warm day today. Highs will range just from the low 80s at the beaches to the low 90s inland. And by the Halloween Day weekend, we should see highs just in the 60s and 70s. We leave local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
There's no shortage of ways Norm Reed's Honda Superstore works to get you a super new Honda. Whether you shop in our showroom, complete your deal online, or custom order, you'll always get super prices, super selection, and a super experience. And regardless of where you lease your Honda, return it to one of our 5 Honda Lease Return Super Center locations for a super upgrade experience. Plus, every new Norm Reed's Honda is backed by our exclusive price protection guarantee, which states if you can find the same new Honda for less within 5 days, Norm Reed will pay you the difference or buy your vehicle back. Visit our super award-winning Norm Reed's Honda Superstore location in Huntington Beach, West Covina, the Irvine Auto Center, and the #1 Honda store in the world in the Cerritos Auto Square. Plus, we're now open in Vista. Shop online at normreeds.com.
Stop by Stater Brothers for your Halloween candy, salty snacks, and drinks. Coca-Cola 12-packs are 3 for $9.99 when you buy 3, and Fritos, Cheetos, and Smart Food popcorn, 5 to 10 ounce, are just $1.99 when you buy 3.
Happy Halloween from Stater Brothers Market.
Want a new set of wheels without spending hours at car dealerships? Download the Roto app. That's RODL. You can browse thousands of vehicles from your phone, buy a car in minutes, and even have it delivered. Plus, Roto finds every discount available, so you know you're always getting the best price, with no hidden fees. Listen, if you're ready to buy a car, make it easy on yourself and go with Roto. Download the Roto app now or check out roto.com. That's ROTO.com.
Your neighborhood grocery outlet remains committed to providing you a clean and safe shopping experience. Their stores are locally owned and operated by people in your community, and they love helping you save money at your neighborhood grocery outlet.
You've heard the line, two is better than one. That's especially true when you're looking for a brand new BMW. Hi, I'm Danny McKenna with McKenna BMW and Southgate BMW. With two stores, BMW is sending us twice the inventory. In fact, we have the best supply of BMWs we've ever had this year. You want to drive the ultimate driving machine? Visit McKennaCars.com for a location near you. We can handle the process over the phone, or you can come to the dealership and get your tires. Remember, McKenna BMW on the 605 or Southgate BMW off the 405, where two is always better than one.
For official rules and more information about contests on this station, go to KFIAM640.com/rules. KFI AM 640.
Good morning, everybody. Handle morning crew on a Thursday, October 28th. That brings us home that the president is in the White House in a closed-door meeting with Democrats, and he is scheduled to make a statement before he gets on the airplane off to Rome and Glasgow, and it could be the announcement we have a deal. And there's a huge difference of walking into the summit with a deal and without a deal.
And raising my hand. Yes, called on by the people.
Yes, but wouldn't this be simply a deal within the Democratic Party?
Absolutely.
As opposed to a deal with Congress? Yeah, so does it even matter? Yeah, it does, and I'll tell you why. Because the Republicans in Congress have basically already agreed to $1.8, $1.9 trillion.
What, in both houses?
I think so. I think they're prepared to do it because they've gotten most of the cuts they wanted. Now, they're talking $1.5 trillion, but do they just stand firm and say they're not going to negotiate? There's going to be absolutely no compromise at all. And I don't know, that doesn't work well in Congress.
So then it's a win for Republicans.
The narrative can be, they wanted all this stuff, $3.5 trillion, and we said, this is the line,
right, and we're not moving.
They didn't, they were not able to cross that line, and it's a victory because we didn't give in on anything. Yeah, but I think that it's going to fly at just under $2 trillion, my opinion. All right, let's move on. More handle on the news. Jennifer and Wayne. Okay, well, promise of a treatment for COVID-19 coming in the form of a very inexpensive antidepressant pill. This is interesting. Fluvoxamine, they're testing it in Brazil. They did one of these blind studies where some people got it, some people got a dummy pill, and they followed people with COVID to see if they ended up in the hospital. And here's what they found. Of people who got the drug, 11% needed to go to the hospital, and 16% of the people getting the dummy pills had to go. And even though it doesn't seem like that big of a difference, in terms of statistics, it is meaningful. Right. And it's cheap. It's $4 a course. Right. Compared to hundreds of dollars or even thousands of dollars. That monoclonal antibodies about $2, and the pill that Merck is doing would be about $700 for the course of treatment. This would be $4. So let me get this straight. We're talking about an antidepressant, which is used to deal with COVID. So is one of the side effects you feel good about having COVID? No. Okay, then I misunderstood.
The FDA has set stronger warnings for breast implants, and essentially what this is now there's going to be a new warning on the box that talks about the fact that this will be for implant manufacturers. They will have to add this warning to the box. And it's kind of something that I'm surprised hasn't happened because this has been a conversation that's been going on for at least
real. And there's story after story about the saline bags exploding and the silicon, the silicon entering the bloodstream. You're right. Why didn't they do this before?
And it's a warning to be like cigarettes.
Well, that's what
It's sort of exact graphic.
Yeah.
Also, the to what extent, when you buy cigarettes, you buy it and there it is on the box, right, carrying it home. This is on the item. I assume it's mostly doctors.
I would think so.
Will they show it to the patient?
I don't know.
Will they have to explain?
Yeah, I don't know, because obviously it's on the box. They're not going to tattoo it on the implant itself.
No, how would you read it?
That's correct. That's true. It'd be very difficult to read.
Or don't put foreign matter into your body. Yeah. Just dance with the breath sweat from you.
And, you know, the warning said these aren't going to help that either.
Department of Homeland Security is issuing new guidelines that will limit immigration arrests at various, quote, protected areas. Schools, hospitals, daycare centers, courts, parks, rec centers. Because you know people get very upset when the father gets picked up by ICE after dropping his kid off at school. This happened under the second administration. It's the number of cases expanded. And this is a just complete reversal of that policy. Although, prior to Trump, they used to do this too. So this policy also does not forbid it. It's guidance that says try to avoid it to the fullest extent possible. So if you have a dangerous, wanted, illegal alien, let's say a criminal type, you know, Vegas, and the only place you can get him is when he drops the shit off his face. Of course they will.
If they're talking about just general violations or just being here illegally, and that's the crime. Right. Let's do one more.
All right, Florida judge has sent former President Trump's lawsuit against Twitter here to California. He rejected Trump's contention that because his Twitter account was suspended during his last days as president, that the California court did not apply to him. But they're saying, no, you do have to send it back to California now. And it's known as the Forum Selection Clause. Can you guys explain this one?
Yeah, it's about which jurisdiction has venue. It's in the operating agreement. He's suing Twitter for deactivating his account, so the action that he's suing about happened in California. And he doesn't want California because this is the worst place for Donald Trump or his followers to try a case. Also, look at the timeline. When was that Twitter account banned? The Trump account. January 8th. 2 days after the insurrection. And in reference to, or in response to his tweet, these are wonderful people, they're patriots, remember that? And Twitter said rebound. And he's still banned. He still can't go on. They're not on Twitter. He's got his own media network now. Yeah, I think it's called Michigan. That's what it's called. So the point is about a month. When you sign up for Twitter, there's that whole terms and conditions. And one of them is forum selection in case there's litigation. And it says California. And he signed up and he agreed that's what was in effect. So the fact that later he was president doesn't... That's like he signed to buy a refrigerator. And then later he changed his mind. And he said, well, I'm president now, and so I don't have to fulfill this contract. And incidentally, every contract out there has a venue clause saying that if there is a dispute, then the jurisdiction will be in California or in another state. It's written right there. And you almost have to have it because then it gets crazy in terms of venue shopping. All right, we'll take a break, come back, and finish handle on the news on this Thursday morning. Let's check in with Jennifer.
As Anna mentioned, President Biden is at the Capitol right now in a closed-door meeting with House Democrats to try and come up with a deal for a social spending bill. He will then address the nation later this morning from the White House. The San Francisco Board of Supervisors is expected to consider an ordinance that would enable domestic workers to take paid leave up to allow workers like taxpayers, nannies, and caregivers to reject paid benefits because they work for multiple employers. And two weird benefits from the early 60s are expected to go up to $250,000 at auction in LA. The set list from 1960 and 63 were handwritten by Paul McCartney. We got to look at your ride on 405 again, the DKFI in the sky next.
When your horrible piece was shown to the public, it was a mess. And then we had the pandemic and masks and then passed. Well, not so much anymore.
People can now see your mouth again. It's a loose, missing, decayed tooth, and it is a god-awful mess, especially outside, especially when you go inside to visit friends and family. There you are with that horrible mouth of yours. So maybe it's time now to do something about it. It's been years since you've eaten the food you want to eat or smiled when taking a photo and you're still covering your mouth when you speak, anything to hide your condition. Well, how about unconditioning your conditioning? Cunning Dental. Cunning Dental, with their one-day procedure, new permanent teeth in a day procedure, done while you sleep. That changes everything. A brilliant new permanent smile, probably better than you've ever looked before. And until November 30th, $1,500 off the procedure. No money down payment plans on approval of credit. And if you have dental insurance, got to use it by the end of the year. It's use it or lose it. 888-640-SMILE, 888-640-SMILE, 888-640-SMILE.
D.
Save on the perfect snacking food at Whole Foods Market. Get organic red, black, or green grapes for $2.49 a pound through November 2nd. Plus an extra 10% off for Prime members while supplies last. Learn more on the Whole Foods Market app.
SoCal weather from K.